Hi, I'm Doug Quinn. I'm the Executive Director of United Survivors Disaster Relief. We're a disaster relief charity, and I'm also a disaster survivor, so I understand where you are because I've been there myself. We just want to take a couple of minutes and share a quick video to prepare you to return to your home. For a lot of people, when they first go back to their community, their neighborhood, their home after it's been damaged by a disaster or wiped out by a disaster, is a very difficult day. So we thought just a few minutes, just so you can sort of get in the right frame of mind to be able to handle this, would be appropriate. So the first thing I want you to understand is safety first. Catastrophe zones, otherwise known as CAT zones, are very dangerous environments. There's unsafe structures that can collapse, there are trees that can come down, there's contaminated water, there are downed electrical wires, there's toxic contamination on surfaces, there's even mold and toxins in the air that you're breathing, and uneven surface on the ground with broken bricks, screws, glass, nails, now all of which can injure you very severely. We have a lot of people that are injured, get sick, or even killed long after the disaster is over. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. Do not enter into your area or into a structure until it's been cleared by the authorities or an expert for you to do so. And if you're in a specific contaminant area, which generally is associated with water, either from flood or from fire, there's a lot of toxins, there's a lot of mold. Fire creates a lot of toxins in the air and on surfaces, and of course water creates mold issues. Make sure that you're wearing PPE, okay? Gloves, protective masks, work boots. Some people even wear hazmat suits. We recommend that if it's a particularly bad area. And just make sure that you're not taking familiar risks even though you're in a familiar area. Make sure you're conscious of safety at all times. It may look familiar, but it is a very different environment now. We also want to help prepare you for the emotional shock of seeing your neighborhood, your community, and even your personal residence either completely destroyed or damaged. It's really difficult to face. Some of the things that might make it a little bit easier is if you can get pictures to see first, to have an idea what you're going into before you're actually faced with it live. If you can have a neighbor send you pictures, or if you can find something online, and at least that gives you a visual. A lot of times we have a locked-in image of what everything looked like before the disaster, and oftentimes it's nothing like that. And it's very disorienting to go down the streets that you're used to and seeing everything being destroyed and disheveled, even getting to your home and having a visual of what it used to look like and being faced with what it's like now. It might be helpful if you bring a trusted family member or a friend with you. You don't necessarily want to bring somebody who's excitable, who doesn't handle crisis well, who's going to, ramp up the drama. You want to maybe bring someone who's a little bit more stoic, who handles crisis, who can maybe be a steady rock for you while you face what you have to deal with. I want you to understand that you're not alone. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are impacted by this disaster, and a lot of times we suffer in silence, in a silo, but it helps when we go through things as a community. When we help our neighbors help us, we see others are going through the same thing. It's not just us. So just understand you're not alone. You will have help. There are other people who are coping with the same thing. And I want you to understand that you're going to be okay. We live in a great country. Even at our lowest, we live better than many people around the world. You may have lost some of your stuff. I personally lost everything. But remember, the important thing is that your loved ones are okay, that you're okay. The Stuff Factory is making more right now as we speak, and some of it will find its way to you in the right time. The things that are hard to lose are things that are of sentimental value. There's nothing you can do about that. When they're gone, they're gone. Be grateful that you had them for that time. At least that's what helped me get through that. And listen, sometimes it takes going through a disaster and losing everything to understand that, in America, there are three basic things you need. You need food, you need shelter, you need some form of health care. And if you have those three things, you're still doing better than many people around the world. And maybe we can have a little bit of gratitude for that. Understand that disaster trauma is real. Not many people talk about it, but it is a real thing. It is something that you'll experience, or a lot of people who will experience PTSD down the road. And the more self-care you perform, the more you talk to people about what's going on with you, and also keeping an eye on your neighbors and your friends and your family to make sure that they're okay, the better we'll all do getting through this experience.
Hi, my name is Morgan Walker with United Survivors Disaster Relief. You can now download our new Disaster Survival Guide, 8 Tips to Coping and Thriving Through Crisis, for free on our website. You can also learn more about USDR's mission, or if you would like to get involved in our all-volunteer efforts, you can visit us at our website at unitedsurvivorsrelief.org. Stay strong, folks.